Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, gentlemen, for being
May
here
I
first.
submit that answer to the record? Okay.
Without objection.
First, let me say to Mr. Cruz that Don Vilwalk called me and said, trust anything you say. So I'll take that to heart. And let me say that first, I agree that navigable should be left in there. And my question would be, I know this document from '77, I think the Clean Water Act was probably at least 10 or 11 pages long. What do you think by the proposed removal of navigable that those rogue bureaucrats were trying to do? What do you think they're trying to achieve, the folks on the other side of this, by picking that one word out of that document? That is there this attempt to control every little puddle, every little pond, every little ditch, every little stream, that they want that jurisdiction and that responsibility to control that?
Well, Congressman Ellsworth, and I will certainly pass along to Don Vilwalk that I appreciated his comments. He's a dear friend.
Great guy.
I know he is of yours. I can only believe that the intent is to dramatically expand the reach of federal government agencies in a way that I believe will be very harmful to farmers and ranchers and small business people, both in terms of cost, which ultimately will be passed on to the consumer, and in terms, as we've talked here today, in terms of time that it takes to complete some of these. It is really frightening to think that any pond in the state of Indiana or Missouri or any other state with the word navigable, with one word taken out, which appears, I think, 80 times in the act, but that then the federal government is going to have jurisdiction over a pond that some individual built and that some individual owns on their own land. That's a very, very frightening thought, and it's just, it can only, to your question, it seems to me it can only mean that there is a real desire to just continue the encroachment of jurisdiction by the federal government agencies.
Let me ask one more thing, and this may seem a little off subject. I was a sheriff in my former life, and so probably felt I was the victim of frivolous lawsuits from inmates as much as anybody in the room. If I can go down the line, just a yes or no, how many of you have hired an attorney, been listed as a plaintiff on a lawsuit, or hired an attorney to initiate a proceeding? You can just, have you ever, down the line, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. See 4 yeses, and Mr. Cruz shakes his head no. So just curious how many. I know we talk a lot about lawsuits, and 4 out of the 5 have initiated some kind of plaintiff and hired a lawyer to initiate something. Thank you. I'd yield back.